Welcome. We joined together today to take a glance at May 2023. Now, this marks the third intense month in a row for energy. We enter the month of May with Pluto now joining Mercury's habits and going retrograde as well. So we'll have two planets in retrograde. And Pluto is moving back towards Capricorn. A lunar eclipse in Scorpio sets the tone for how we walk forward for the next 6 months. Absolutely. Venus, Mars, Jupiter, they all move signs. Mercury comes out of retrograde and begins its path direct again. The sun moves into Gemini, and let's not forget we have a new moon in Taurus. So you're definitely going to want to stick around and see that even though it is intense energy, that very same intensity could lead us to great abundance and success in our lives. And once you know the energy, you can harness it. You can use it to your advantage going forward. So, hi, I'm Tilly, and thanks for joining me today as we take a glance at May 2023. Now, if you enjoy the content that I put out, please ring the bell, okay, so that you can become aware of new content instantly. Shameless plug, I know, I'm sorry. We are going to explore all the transits that I just talked about, okay? We have a lot to discuss. So sit back, relax, stick around. You're going to want to hear this. So first we'll dive into the numerology of the month, and May is our 5th month, and therefore it brings with it the energy of the 5. And the 5 energy tends to be a pretty busy time for us. We need to expect change, expect adventure, maybe the lure of new horizons that call out to you. Travel is a huge part of the 5 energy. So perhaps you'll travel to different places, but it can also be a great time where the voyage is in your mind. It's mental. Whether it's home study courses, seminars, workshops, perhaps just learning something new. And you could also go this path through meditation and reflections. We want to grow and we want to develop our minds in new ways. And ask yourself, in what areas of life do I want to enhance my knowledge, my wisdom? Then write them down and go in search of it. If we add the 5 to the yearly energy, which is a 7, right? 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 is a 7. 5 plus 7 is a 12 energy. And the 12 energy asks us to stop, look, listen. It's a time to pause prior to leaping forward. So we need to examine where we are and tap into the reality of situations rather than what we are currently wanting to see. It reminds us to look at where we hold on to control or perhaps chase the need of having some kind of control in certain arenas of our life. The 12 energy asks us to meditate, to ponder why we feel the need to have this control. Does it serve a true purpose for us and our path forward, perhaps? Does it keep us busy enough to ignore the parts of our life that need our attention? Sometimes we stay busy in certain areas of life. Sometimes we turn our focus to other people's problems and start helping them fix their problems rather than our own. So we simply run out of time, we run out of energy to address the situations and the circumstances in our life that actually need to be addressed. So the 12 energy asks us to surrender to those parts of our life. You know, the parts that we try to hide from ourselves. And in order to do that, we need to give up controls in certain areas of our life. Now, of course, in numerology, we still need to take that 12 energy, add that together. 1 plus 2 is a 3, because we always come down to a single number most times. Okay, so the 3. Well, the beautiful, transformative 3 energy appears, and it awakens our creativity. It's a time for birth and it's a time for rebirth. It's a time to plant the seeds. It's a time to let your inner inspiration flow, to allow your creativity to flow. And it's a perfect time to get out in nature and become one with the beauty that surrounds you. I mean, feel the grass between your toes. Inhale deeply the fragrance of a flower or the air after a heavy rainfall. And this brings you into a more grounded energy from which to flow. So, I mean, really, if you can stand there for a couple of minutes and just feel like your feet are sinking into the ground and you are becoming one with nature, with the earth, and ground yourself in that, it is wonderful to build our self confidence, to stand straight and tall, to feel sure about ourselves. Now, if you're interested in numerology and wonder what mysteries may be revealed within your own numerology chart, I offer a full report with an added bonus of an entire year of daily guidance for only $20. So that's under the written reports, and you need to go to Tilly.today. It's only 20 bucks. I mean, oh my gosh. Anyways, let's move on to astrology. On May 1st, Pluto goes stationary retrograde, and it'll slowly creep back into Capricorn until June 11th, where it will stay then for the remainder of 2023. It will come back in 2024, and it will stay there for the next, I think it's till 2044 or something insanely crazy like that. So now I personally love Pluto in retrograde because Pluto is our warrior. Pluto is our power center. And sometimes when we move forward quite easily, we have our blinders on and we go towards increasing our personal power. Absolutely. So now we're forced to look at what we didn't want to see or what we ignored or what we just went right by and we didn't see at all. It could be a shadowy part of ourselves. It may be something that we prefer to keep secret. And when we analyze our intentions behind certain actions, we really need to reflect. We really need to ask ourselves, are we truly acting in the best interests of others? Or perhaps we're only serving ourselves? Do we feel like we're a part of the community, friendships, that we're all equal? Or do we feel superior to others? And do we listen? Do we listen to what other people are saying? Their needs, their wants, their desires? Or do we already think we know what's best? Chances are, if we do this inner search, we won't like some of the answers. And that's the whole point of the retrograde. We can now realize that something is holding us back, maybe has been holding us back, and we come to the realization point. So now we need to confront it. On May 5th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio at 14 degrees, and it's part of a set of eclipses, and it falls along the Taurus-Scorpio axis. It started in November of 2021, and it's going to end in October of this year, and it holds significant weight and one of several cosmic pushes towards understanding and improving our attachments, our financial state, and intimacy in our life. On May 7th, Venus enters Cancer. We become family oriented and we feel the need to nurture. Now, finances play a part as well, and we may be looking at the cost of remodeling, moving, the family budget, and maybe different financial obligations within the home and family that provide safety, security, and growth. And Venus is connected to Cancer in a very special way. Venus feels very comfortable in Cancer, ready to spread her affection wherever she goes. And we are motivated to find and build secure, long-term relationships. So one-night stands are definitely out of the picture under this kind of energy. On May 15th, Mercury will go stationary direct, but know that it will still be in shadow, right, of the retrograde. So even though it goes direct, little by little, we can start to move forward in our words and communication, especially in the arenas of finance and security. On May 16th, Jupiter will leave the fire energy of Aries and enter Taurus. Now, Taurus is known for caution, but also for creating deep, long-lasting pleasure in our environments. So Jupiter in Taurus is a chance to make realistic movements towards a dream or a long-term goal. We'll be energized to create a practical strategy and methodically start completing our lists, item by item, until we reach the result that we were working towards. It's a very magical time. If you could tap into Jupiter's desire for growth and expansion, and tap into Taurus's patient but headstrong attitude to trust the process and go with the flow and show up and do the work and reach clear, realistic, and tangible levels of success, it definitely will happen for you. Oh my gosh. And there's this added bonus that Jupiter is the planet of good luck and expansion, right? Taurus is strongly connected to our finance. So this month could be a highly prosperous time for us if we utilize the energy correctly. Now, on May 19th, we have a new moon in Taurus, 28 degrees. New moons are always about beginnings. And so it's like we've taken the seed and we've planted it into the ground. And now we need to ensure that the environment is right so that our seed takes root and grows into something that has true substance. We become practical. We become devoted to our dreams, to our desires. And we look towards growing our abundance through these dreams, through these hopes, through these desires. On May 20th, Mars enters Leo. Okay, so Leo's motto, life without enjoyment is no life at all. We're encouraged to just not notice or recognize positive moments, but to create them, invite them in. And as you grow that habit of joy in your life, to incorporate it as a constant going forward in your life. This is a time where what we work at usually brings more happiness, excitement, and play into our lives. The energies intertwine, so do things that you love, okay? It's time to follow your heart. It's time to embrace courage. It's time to embrace your strength and walk in confidence. It's time to let your creativity flow. Even let in a little bit of romance and create the life you want. Now, on May 21st, the sun will enter Gemini. It's a time to experience, to go in search of fun, to meet new people, to explore new ideas, to learn new things. And as a rule of thumb, with Gemini energy, you want to be flexible and you want to go with the flow. So, okay, we'll turn to the cards now. Now, I hope you have been able to visit my site, and I want to thank everybody for all the people who have been visiting my site. So that's Tilly.today. I hope you're enjoying the meditations, the publications. Now remember that for the report section, I have partnered with Astrolabe, which gives us access to some of the most incredible and renowned astrologers out there to bring us wisdom, to bring us clarity in their readings. And the price point is extremely affordable. I don't even know if these astrologers would give a one-on-one face personal reading, but if they did, it'd be far out of almost everybody's budget, right? So I could see easily over $1,000 for these people to sit down personally with you. So check it out. And thank you for everybody who is checking it out and the incredible, wonderful feedback I'm getting back from all of you. I mean, I've worked so hard for this, so I'm so glad that you're enjoying it. And yes, we did have some hiccups at the beginning, but I think it's all better now. I think we're good to go. At the time of taping this, that is. Okay, so our underlying or our shadow energy for the month of May is, look at this, the Empress. I kid you not. The Empress is all about giving birth, being creative, being inventive, going with the flow, grounding yourself in nature. This is one of great fertility, to grow, to nurture, to strengthen, to create something wonderful that has substance, that is real and tangible. And that's for the whole month of May, which really lines up with everything I've said so far in the numerology and in the astrology. Our first card is, oh my gosh, the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess, when I see the High Priestess, especially in the first position, my goodness, it is really about sitting in quiet contemplation and looking inwardly and discovering the magic of who you are. of your talents, of your abilities, of the unique you, and how you can go forward and you can do something like no one else can. And you say, well, a lot of people do this thing already that I wanted to do, but they can't do it like you. See, that's the part you're forgetting. They cannot do it like you can do it. So the high priestess shows up. Now, when the high priestess shows up, there's definitely magic around us, okay? There's magic to tap into, and we talked about that. With Jupiter, Jupiter is all about the magic, the luck. But we have so much magic within too, and we can't forget to bring that out into the open, to take a risk on ourselves, to have the courage to bring it out and utilize it in some way to move yourself forward. We have the Six of Cups. Now, this is one of nostalgia usually with this card, but I kind of read it as the things that we were told when we were young, when we were moldable, when we were naive, when we were trying to figure out how to fit in, right? We wanted to make people respect us. We wanted to make people love us. We wanted to make people think that we were smart. We wanted to have people include us into their circles. And so when they said you should do this and you should do that and you should do this and you should do that, we started following their rules, their expectations of what we needed to be in order to fit in, to be loved, to be accepted. And slowly through that process, we lose the true vision of who we are. And we hear things like, we should be seen and not heard, or we'll never amount to much, or we have no talent for that, or there's no money if you do that, you'll be broke, you'll be poor, you'll be desolate, what are you thinking? And 101 other things that could have been said to you that molded you into where you go today and how you do things. And so what I see here is the child represents you, that small child, and you were told you couldn't touch those flowers. Don't even go close to them. What makes you think you're so special that they're for you? Of course they're not for you. And your angel shows up to say they are for you. And she's trying to coax you towards them. She's going, you can touch them. You can embrace them. You can inhale their fragrance. So it's part of taking some of our childhood experiences and looking at them through the adult eyes we have now and realize that we made a lot of these decisions when we were 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And maybe starting to tell ourselves some new rules, some new affirmations, some new hopes and wishes and desires and dreams and goals that we want to step into. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is about dreaming it big. Now, Pentacles is a grounded energy. It also has to do a lot with our wealth and our abundance and our finances. And this is about growing it bigger. This is about seeing the potential of your tomorrow. That coin grows so large that you couldn't even fit it in your pocket if you tried. It's about new experiences. It's about having passion and courage to step into them. And you're not going to have a lot of information to go on. We have a very cloudy background there. There is some light. There is some clarity. There might be enough for proper guidance. So think it through. But we're not, no matter how much we search, we're not really going to get a lot of information of how to really go. We almost have to start taking the steps to see how it unfolds around us. We have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is about holding on to something that we shouldn't be holding on to. That we're afraid that if we let go of that, we'll, let go of our control or let go of our true confidence or let go of maybe an opportunity or a person in our life. They'll leave us if we don't want to let go of this. We've been going, it could be a rule, it could be a thought process, it could be an actual item, it could be an actual person, it could be an environment. But there's something that we don't want to release, we don't want to let go of. And there's fear, and so we have to go backwards in time. Remember the six The Six of Cups energy here. We have to go back in time and understand why we're fearful of letting that go, why we have anxiety if we let that go. And when we come to the truth about it, we can let it go. And when we let it go, we stand up and we turn around and we see this giant pinnacle that is the gate to our abundance, guarded by angels, I might add. But we need to release, we need to let go. And that Scorpio full moon, that Scorpio lunar eclipse is going to demand that we let some things go in order for movement forward in the way we want. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is the yes card. The Ten of Pentacles says if you can dream it, you can have it. Okay, so remember, you got to get creative. You got to show up. You got to be nurturing. You got to be loving to yourself and to your goals and your dreams. The Ten of Pentacles says to rejoice the moments of success, even if they're little. To build your empire with another. To allow magic in. I'm going to hold this up because I always say with this card, can you see the 10 Pentacles? We'll see if it comes in kind of clearly for you. But there is 10 on that card. Now, it's not really coming in clear so that you can see. Sometimes it catches it all. And all of a sudden, they're just all there. Boom. So it's about having a keen eye, looking over things, re-examining things, making sure that you're saying yes to the things you want to say yes to and no to the things you want to say no to. We will go to an animal and then we are going to go to a Journey of Love card. So our animal for the month of May is fox, clever. So you are swift and you are smart. So it's about being swift. It's about being smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. So I did say add a little bit of romance in there. Solutions to problems can be easily found. So just take a step back. You'll find the answers. Know that you'll find the answers. Always listen to your instincts. Your instincts won't guide you wrong ever if you pay attention properly and if you work those instincts. And we'll do a Journey of Love card here. Oh, we almost had a card flip out. I wonder if that'll be the card. I didn't look at it, so I won't know. And we have God Speaks 33. Wow, a master number 33 comes in. That is incredible energy. Now, the 33 is the master teacher, making the impossible possible. Okay, it's usually a very hard road, and it is about healing and being of service. Okay, so 33. God Speaks. Now I'll do the poem first, and then I'll go to the thing. I'll hold the card up so that you can meditate on it while I read, though. When the first sound was born, the air filled with fantasy, like flowers' sweet perfume, alive in the moment, there was nothing else, only the energy coursing through my body and the tears on my cheeks. I was carried away on the strings, each note striking a chord within, and answering with the emotions of my soul. How priceless the surprise, how powerful the memory, to be with the violin when it sings. The divine is speaking to you directly. Underneath the silence, there is the endless music of love pulsating through the universe. With the sacred sound, there is guidance. It may or may not have words. It might be like feeling in your heart that you can only access when you are still, relaxed, dancing, maybe in a yoga practice or even half asleep. It assures you that behind any struggle, any challenge, there is only ever the divine seeking you out, calling you to surrender some fear or doubt so you can move closer. Trust in the sound of love beyond anything else, for in truth, no matter what may appear to be, there is nothing else. This oracle brings you guidance. You are being loved into becoming. Be open to being shown the divine genius in all that is happening. And if you feel that you're being nudged, know that you are being nudged by the divine. If you feel like you're being held back, know that you're being held back by the divine. All is happening perfectly for you and will all unfold in divine timing. We're almost done here. The divine is speaking to you. When you are captivated by the beauty of nature and a logical sense that everything is okay, listen. That is the divine talking to you, reassuring you that all is unfolding according to spiritual law in perfect cooperation with your own destiny. So every time that ding happened in the reading, pay attention to what I was saying, because it's giving you clues, okay? It's telling you something. It's making you pay attention to those moments. Whenever we hear horns or whistles or bells, or you want to pay attention to what you were thinking of what you were looking at, of what you were talking about, because they're highlighting it. Spirit, your angels, God is highlighting what is being said so that you pay attention, so that you get the message and you go forward with the strength. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.